What's up, guys? Philip at Trade Genius. Okay, we got another week in the book. Weekly candle just closed, so we're going to look at the outlook. We're going to look at some critical levels that we're dealing with right now and some big picture stuff. All right, so let's dive into this video.
Trade Genius.
Guys, really quickly before we dive into today's video, Black Friday specials extended till Monday night tonight, and basically lowest prices of the year. So just a reminder, check those out, guys. Concludes our moneymaker signal, which, as you guys have seen, is really beneficial. I mean, look at this on the daily chart. Boom, right here, fired off. So anyway, guys, check that out. Okay, guys, so basically what I am looking at on the weekly is we haven't been to the other side of the regression channel on the weekly in like a really long time, and we're starting to get there. If we were to clear the regression channel, we'd be down about $3,000, that level. I am looking at this block here from 3,200 to about 3,800. I know that's a rather large range, but that range isn't that much considering the volatility. If you look at the weekly volume, we haven't had anything remotely like this in quite a long time, really since back in February where we had a level like this. So, you know, the talk of the volumes dying has kind of reversed course here for this week, and I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that we broke through our support level, right, and then zoomed down into this next support node here at 4,500 or so. Get the pointer up here, and now we're starting to test that node, and the next level node is going to be around 2,800 for the next level, and we have one last fib extension left from this high to low here that really never got tested too much into the meat of the kill zone of that. But that extension target, last one left from these ranges before we redraw one big one, low to high, and then of course this new one here. But that's going to target 2564. That's right in the meat of that node, that volume node there. So that's the downside stuff that we're looking at, guys. I mean, we're in a full-blown bear condition here, so anything to the upside is just going to be met with pretty heavy resistance, and so this next week is going to be interesting to see how much volume we can accumulate. I do think that even though we have this volume node here, I think that this area here that I've highlighted with this rectangular box, again from 3,200 to 3,800, is going to actually be a decent spot for a bounce here. So that being said, let's take a look at the upside targets on bounces. Bitcoin actually did turn around here, and I'm going to drill down actually to the 15-minute chart real quick. As you can see, there was a nice head and shoulders. So right shoulder area, head, left shoulder area, and then it broke the neckline on pretty decent volume here. So there's the volume there on that breakout. So that ran up and then into the Asian trading session, and then we've been coming back down a little bit. So we came down, and I think, guys, a lot of times what's happening is the 15-minute time frame, it's been running up to that 200 moving average and hasn't really been able to clear that. We do have a bull flag here, so by the time you guys see this video, we might break up to the upside on that, and if we do, 4,200 is going to be around the spot that we want to see a reaction to. Now you can see the volume nodes here, and I think that we're probably going to see a lot of short step in here at this 4,200 level, probably test back down into this area here, and then from there we'll see how the week plays out. Again, keep an eye on the stock market, because if we look at the stock market, this is the blue line and represents that. You can see that a lot of the movement is matching up, and this has been a case since October. You know, prior to that, Bitcoin pretty much is a non-correlated asset, but keep in mind, you know, keep an eye on the stock market indices and see what they're doing, because they seem to be going hand in hand lately with the ups and downs. So if the market takes a dive this week and Bitcoin hasn't followed suit and there's like this divergence down, be on your toes, especially if you're swing trading. Okay, now back to the daily time frame. You know what, the other thing that we want to look at, actually let's look at this 4-hour chart. We want to pull a fib, right? Fibonacci retracement, and we'll go from the high here before that down to the low, and we are going to call this short. And so basically, yeah, if we can clear back above this area here, guys, above 4,400, this whole zone here is going to be congested. If we can get above that, there could be a fairly quick pop all the way up to about 5,400. That's going to get into this kill zone of this fib range, and that would be, I would think that would probably be the extent of the bounce if it got that much going, okay? And it would need a fair amount of volume to push through this 44 to 4,600 area. Through that, you're going to have a bit of a volume void up into the 5,500 area. So you could get a decent move up past that. So move up, retest, and then back to the top. So that's the upside stuff, guys, for Bitcoin. Again, downside stuff, we are looking at these larger volume nodes below. But again, I think we're going to see a fight in this zone here, 3,600. If we break below 3,200, then you're looking at the next area of support. It's going to be around that 2,800 mark down here. Okay, and you got a nice support and resistance level right over here. So 2,900, 2,800 in there, that's going to be a decent spot for another stab at a bounce. But again, look for this area. I know there's this area and this 2,800 areas are pretty close. Sometimes what happens, guys, you got to keep in mind, market's tricky. You may not get to these obvious node levels. You know, obviously here's another one around the 12 to 1300 level. And people are expecting these levels to just get pierced. What's not taken into consideration is how many people are willing to leg in at these levels. And if the selling pressure gives up, then you may have a turn sooner than you would think going through these levels. Keep in mind, you know, Bitcoin has pulled back a considerable amount. And again, if you're looking to reestablish long positions, and this is the kind of pullback that you want. No one's ever lost money buying an 80% Bitcoin pullback and laddering in on their buys. Yes, it's more expensive now than it has been, but that's the nature of the beast with this thing. But if you start laddering in your buys here, guys, and get positioned, you know, this may not round out and bottom out till mid 2019. I think you have to be realistic about that. But you know, I think when you start laddering in like this at these levels, and you look back on a 2 to 3 year time frame, you're going to be pretty stoked on the returns that you get on that. And Bitcoin from since 2013, 2014 has just been really just a screaming asset, and it's outperformed everything. So again, it's a finite asset class, and I know that the sentiment's very bearish and everyone thinks the party's over, but it's always been that way after every bubble pop. So just keep that in mind. Just want to keep things in perspective here, guys. Yeah, I mean, we're in a full bear market mode, but then you have to start at this point, start looking and zooming out and looking at the big picture on some of the longer term stuff. So, all right, guys, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Please hit like and subscribe, and I will see you on tomorrow's video. Thanks for watching. As always, take care.
Trade Genius.